Hey everybody, Chris from Christopher Farms. Happy Thanksgiving. It happens to be Thanksgiving today, and that means I have 4 days off, which is 4 days to do projects around tiny house. So to get started, I really didn't know what I was going to do today. I ended up going over to Rural King. It's about the only place I could find open today, sort of shopping around. I need some storage space. I have tiny house is by no means finished on the inside or the outside. So it's a work in progress. The issue is when I want to work inside, I have to pull everything out, that maybe tools and just miscellaneous stuff that doesn't have to be in there. It's not a living essential item like bedding or chair or TV or something like that. It's just tools and miscellaneous things that have to be stored inside because of the weather. And so when I work on anything, it all has to come out, so I have space to work inside, and then when I'm done, it has to go back in. So that's getting a little old. And then if the weather is inclement outside, I don't want to put all the stuff outside in the rain. So you can probably see behind me over here, I got stuff piled up. And then over here, I've got a table in front of a tiny house with a tarp on it, and it blows, makes noise, it's not real fun. So I was gonna do a little hoop house with some electrical conduit, some tarp, and went over to Rural King and was looking for that stuff. And actually, I think I had most of it, but I was having to put stuff together and buy the electrical conduit, buy tarp. I was going to need some type of stakes, something to secure the tarp to the electrical conduit, and I just started adding stuff up in my head, and so I was probably around, I don't know, 80 bucks or something like that. Well, I found an alternative. It's a 10 by 10 by 8 foot tall little tent shed or shelter shed or something. The box has a picture of a lawnmower on it that you could back your lawnmower in. It's covered on all sides, looks pretty durable, a lot better than what I was probably going to put together with the electrical conduit and the little cheap hoop house. So that's my project today, and I thought I'd take you along because if you have a tiny house and need some tiny storage, you might be interested in seeing how this goes together and really what it is. So let's go pop the box open. All right, here it is. Shed in a box. Couldn't remember what it was called earlier. So as you can see, it got a lot more in there. I'm just going to use it for general storage purposes, but it is 10 foot by 10 foot by 8. The opening's obviously a little smaller. Comes with an anchoring system or anchoring stuff, which I would have had to purchase separately. Good steel construction on the beams, and then a good ripstop type tough tarp fabric cover, as they say. So this is it, and it was $99.99 plus tax. And so my little hoop house that I was putting together was going to be, I don't know, 75, 80 bucks, whatever I was thinking earlier. So for a little bit more, I think this is probably exactly what I need. So let's pop this open and see what we have here. Hey, destructions, everything you need. Don't return to the store. Looks like registration. Some instructions. Looks like all you need is a 7/16 inch ratchet, adjustable wrench, ladder. I don't know what that is, an 18-inch something. Safety glasses, measuring tape. Looks like it's pretty straightforward though. And then anchor guide, so you know how to anchor it down. So yeah, looks pretty good. We'll get rid of that stuff to review later. And yeah, it looks like it's a pretty high quality tarp, white on the inside, which is great. It'll reflect light. You have to get in there at night. And a gray there on the outside, and looks like it's one part of it back here. And then this must be the front wall because it's got some zippers. And oh yeah, ratchet system, so that's pretty nice. I'll be able to ratchet down. Gosh, yeah, this is a lot more than I was going to have for the hoop house. So it's got the ratchet system there. Looks like it's just like packing stuff there maybe. And then we got some, looks like some nice, it's a little thin. It's not the thickest walled stuff in the world, but I think it'll work. And yeah, some it's like feet there. Some cross bracing stuff. What do we have here? Oh, a bunch of bolts and some bungee stuff there. Looks like some more bracing material. A little box of wonders. I wonder what we have here. Oh, it looks like an anchoring system here with some anchors. So I probably galvanized steel, so that's not too bad. That's nice there. So I got 4 of those, and it looks like then these will somewhere be incorporated into attach that down there. All right, so I've got a clear space because where I want to put this, I've got stuff at, and I think I will review the instructions just because it might go together the first time if I do that. And yeah, I'm gonna read up on this. I'm gonna clear out the space where I want to put it at, and then I'll probably get it all laid out, and we'll come back and look at it before we get putting it together. All right, so I got everything laid out. There's a diagram in the manual. It's got everything laid out, so I laid it out like this. All the pipe sections are numbered, so these are a number, all these are a number, same numbers. You know, this is all the same number. It's all the same number of pipes here, so you can see pretty easily which pipe goes where. Hey everybody! All right, so sun's getting a little low, or at least behind the trees, so there's some shadows. I had some other projects come up that I needed to take care of, so it took me away from this for a couple minutes. But as you can see, the frame's pretty much up. It's not too bad. I'll walk over here and show you. So yeah, it's a good 8 feet to the peak, and at the base down at the corners, it's 10 feet wide and 10 feet long, so it's pretty good size. A couple of things that I realized was as I was putting it together. These corners over here, there's 6 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're not equal. There's the short side on top and a long side on the side, and the instructions, there's just pictures, just no instructions that say, hey, make sure you get these right. So I had them wrong on like 4 out of 6 of them, and ended up having to flip them around, but no big deal there. So if you get this particular one, pay attention to that. A couple other things, the bolts on the ends here, these pieces, and the one down here, you want to make sure that the bolt head is out and the nut side is in, so you'll put a tarp, the tarp will go over that, so you don't want it rubbing on these, on the nut side. You want it the smooth bolt side on there, and it does say something about that in the instructions. And then the paint on these is a little thin, so it'd probably be a good idea, and I might do it yet because I'm going to stop for tonight. Might run and get some paint, just get some gray spray paint, and touch up scratch marks, because as you're you can't avoid it. As you're putting these together, the pole pushes in too far and it scrapes and stuff like that. And there was some slag, not welding slag, but just little pieces of metal that I actually knocked off, and I think just in one spot because I was afraid it might wear a hole in the tarp or something. But it bolts all together. I think there's like a party version of these. You set them up for, you know, in the park as a shelter, temporary shelter. I don't think those bolt together that I remember, but this bolts together and you snug it down tight and whatnot. So there's where we're at with that. The frame's all up, and so far a couple little minor hiccups, but nothing that couldn't be fixed, and looks like we're doing pretty good. I can't wait to get the sides on this and get some stuff moved in, but we're gonna have to do that tomorrow, I think. All right, that's it for now. See you guys later. All right, hey everybody, back at it, and got things going. Got a little breakfast in me this morning. It's nice and sunny out. Collecting a bunch of solar stuff like that. So back at my shelter in a box project. I got the 2 ends on, as you can see there. The end over here has a zipper door on it, and then that end doesn't on over there. Now let's see, what progress have I made? So I obviously got 2 ends on, and in each of the 4 corners there is a stake, and those are secured in there. It's one of those, I think I showed you earlier in the video, the stakes. But got those in there, got everything tightened up. Now I am ready for the top and side walls. It's all one piece, and moving right along. All right, there it is, all set up and ready to store stuff. So wasn't too bad. Got the top and side tarp on. The front zips, I got it zipped and unzipped and rolled up right now. You can see that. Let me take you in and show you what it looks like on the inside. All right, for the grand tour, inside it's like I said, 10 by 10 and 8-foot peak up to the top there, so plenty of room for like a full-size shelving unit, which is probably what I'll end up putting in the back. And then workbench over here with storage underneath, and then probably over here I'll have space to store the table saw and maybe some more shelves or something. So I think it's just going to be really good. It will help clean stuff out of tiny house like I was talking before, and some stuff I have under tarps and stuff out there, it's outside, so get that all in. And it seems to be pretty well put together. The every joint is bolted with a carriage bolt and a nut, and the brackets seem to be pretty good. The anchoring system's pretty good. It's got ratchet straps to pull everything tight on the side walls and the back and the front, and it does go down. If I can see here, it goes down and the side comes down, and then there's a little extra, so I suppose if you wanted to, you maybe could put some stuff on there, but I think it's probably pretty good the way it is. So ShelterLogic, $99 from Rural King, $99.99 plus tax or whatever. I don't think you could beat it. It's just it's pretty good. I could probably even like pull the front of my truck in and pop the hood and be able to work on it if I wanted to. If I had a lawnmower, riding lawnmower, it'd definitely fit in there. So yeah, I have to give this one a thumbs up. It probably took me longer than an hour, but if you had a couple people working on it, or you could tag team and get stuff done a little quicker, I'm sure you could probably get it done in an hour. So I think it's worth it. It's definitely worth $100.